Abịakwa m ọzọ Uche Mefor daalụnụ ebe ọ bụ na unu nọ ya gazie. Aga m na-asụ Igbo na-asụ oyibo ka ọ wee danasịa. Ị na-anya ịfụ isiokwu mụwa ji wee bịa n'oge a. It is an abomination for the perpetrators of heinous crimes in Igbo land to turn around to assume an overnight and all-time messiahs of their victims. And we are watching these people in broad daylight. The supreme liar, Nnamdi Kanu, the ingrate, and the leader of the ESN bandits in Igbo land, who in public utterances and even in private utterances of his, incubated this horror and terror ravaging Igbo land today. And when you say things about this whole thing, they will tell you, oh, but you are his deputy, you are with him. I was the deputy of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu in contest. And when I was there, nothing like this was ever happening. That is one of the clearest evidence and testament to my stewardship when I was in IPOB. I never signed up for the slaughtering of Igbo sons and daughters in cold blood and in peacetime, just like they are doing it today. I never signed up for blackmail, for lies against innocent people in contest, because if you lie against me, I will challenge you. And I will bring out evidence against you. By that time, some hypocrites and narcissists will begin to, play victims. But I'm going to come to that at some point. It is an abomination. Alukobo Ndu Nemempo Nanibo. Ndi mastermind the current and present horror and terror, crime against humanity, ravaging Igbo land and her communities today, to turn around, to tell you that they are now the messiahs. They have taken up media space, spending thousands of pounds and dollars and euros. They have also exploited the opportunity presented by the social media to be polluting the whole ecosystem with their junk, with their lies, with their subterfuge, with their propaganda, with their deceptive tactics. But you will do it to those who you are doing it to, the gullibles, not to people like us. It is an abomination. It's sacrilege for those who have turned Igbo land into a killing field, into bloodletting, who have turned the weapon at their disposal, albeit the weapon they stole from security agencies and some of the weapons that they bought to be perpetuating their criminality. Yeah, it is an abomination for them to come up today to begin to play victims and to begin to tell you that they are the custodians of Igbo land, that they are there to protect the Igbo land and her people. It is a lie. Not Nnamdi Kanu. Not Nnamdi Kanu of 2014, 2015, and early 2017. No. So anybody in our cohili, or when some Abatete Anambra State, but say boy Anambra, boy Abatete, this is not how Ejigui soon will war ji. I will get me Udin at some point. Obro Munwa, Kunu, Obro Munwa. Anybody can ride on and go scot-free. I have mellowed down for a long, long time, but not this time around. These guys na-akpa mkpamkpa na Igbo tata, na-ekidnap ndị mmadụ, na-atọrọ ndị mmadụ, na-anara ego n'isi ha, take ransom. And after taking ransom, after anyecha ha ego, ka anyecha ha ego, anachi ya azụ memina ndị ha tọrọ. Kedu ndị a na-atọrọ ihe a? Kedu ndị a na-atọrọ? Ihe a bụ ụmụaka Igbo. Ọ bụrụkwa ndị ilo ha si go in quote na ha na-achụ. Ihe a bụ ụmụaka Igbo ka a na-asụlọta na-ememina. And then they turn around and tell you now they are fighting for the Igbo people. They are fighting for the South or Southeast, as sometimes as he, as he feeds them, they will, project their narrative. But so there are so many things I need to talk about, but let me focus on what I have come this evening to buttress. Obalu Nnamdi Kanu na his ESN bandits na-eme na Igbo tata. O wee bụrụ ihe na-agba anya mmiri. Ọ bụrụ ihe na-agba anya mmiri that some Igbo political leaders, in quotes, will come out and see in broad daylight this abomination, and they will keep quiet. They will rather pretend as if nothing is happening. They had cooked up narrative that somehow the people who have been doing this are from outside. They are not from the Southeast. They are not from Igboland. But evidence to the contrary, prima facie evidence to the contrary, have been proving them wrong. This is what we have been saying since the last quarter of 2020, on precisely late quarter of 2020, up until 2021, up until that. When they formed ESN, which Nnamdi Kanu did without my knowledge. But when I got the wing of it, some sycophants were sending messages, do you support ESN? Do you? And I said, no way. Right from the word go. I said no, because there was no consultation. There was no due diligence done about the whole thing. And I made it clear to everybody that cared to know at the time, go and listen to the broadcast I made as far back as that period, that this ESN is Nnamdi Kanu standing army, not what he told you, not to protect anybody, but to protect himself and his selfish, devilish mission that he assumed of late in 2020, to silence his opponents, to intimidate those he wants to intimidate. He also went further to tell you what he was going to do by telling you that he can decide to play God. And he was actually playing it. And up until date, the people committing all these atrocities are from the ESN bandit stock. Forget about the name they call themselves. Forget about how they try to describe themselves. They are one and the same thing. The only way Nnamdi Kanu will exonerate himself from it is that he comes out, but it is late now, to say that what he said in the past, the violence he orchestrated, that he was no longer part of it. That the utterances, the violent utterances of his that he never commanded anybody. He had the opportunity to do all these things as far back as 2021, 2022, 2023, and the rest of it. But he never did. In essence, he still believed in what he broadcasted and commanded people to do. And then from what he set up, which was the ESN, he started having militia groups, criminal cliques among them. Ndị a je ori, je kidnap ndị mmadụ. Ha nata succeed. Ofu onye asị ya, oh, nna anyị fụkwa etu esi wee mee ha, na ihe a bụ educative, ndị ọzọ form their own group. I warned all of you that you will end up disintegrating into criminal gangs, forming militia groups. Because there was no plan other than to protect one man's selfish interests and to intimidate his enemy. That man is Nnamdi Kanu. It is happening to all of you. He came out and blackmailed Uche Mefor. They said a lot of things. They sponsored the so-called media erats, and they were writing a lot of things. So we don't Uche Mefor to 20 billion. Go where destroy IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu put on earth told you that the person in charge of Radio Biafra, which was me, also, had sold Radio Biafra and Radio Biafra app to Nigeria. Today, the Radio Biafra that he said that was sold is still there. And then they carry out a lot of propaganda. The Nigerian government bought Uche Mefor a house. He went to inspect the house in Dubai, and he fell down and died. Now the Kanu was laughing because I had very direct intel. Some of those things he was the one writing using fake accounts. They went on and on and on. Uche Mefor has died. Uche Mefor has died. And that is what they are carrying on. The same way he propagated Jubril el-Sudani fiasco, and which I told him right from outset that you are going nowhere with this Jubril el-Sudani thing. You can say that Buhari is incapacitated, that he is not capable of being the president anymore. That's enough. And people will believe it. But he went as far as saying certain outlandish things that are unbelievable. And he carried on. And he wants me to join him. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm in this struggle, but I know what I want. And I know my focus. And I remain focused on that. Now, when you tell these people about the deliberate devilish acts of violence that they have gone out to be carrying out, killing their own people, they will tell you, oh, but in 2015 and 2017, you were commanding our people. You led our people to death. How did I lead anybody to death? Meanwhile, it was Nnamdi Kanu and his close coordinators that were organizing these guys. I wasn't in charge of security to start with. Now, but I don't care, to be honest, because they are just talking rubbish. The point is that Igbo is the way it is today because of Nnamdi Kanu's violent utterances. It is on video, it is on audio, it is everywhere. Mana, to tell you that the conscience of these people, their consciences are dead. These are soulless individuals. People that committed crimes against humanity, even more than the Nigerian state. I na fight against. I na Nigeria and they destroy Igbo, they destroy Igbo. They don't want us to move forward. Some of Nigerian security, some of the roles in Nigerian security architecture. And then you come out today to tell me that you are the Messiah of Igboland. Onye Messiah. It's not going to work. You can't have your way on this. When you were saying all these things, you were warned and you continued blackmailing everybody. If you know that you will not be proud of your actions and your utterances, why attempting saying them and carrying it out in the first place? Today, you are recanting, denying in broad daylight that you never did anything. We are now sponsor fake or rather fruitless legal battles, which you know now hijacking at the end of the day. Ndị niile forget to go to chezo everything. You're orchestrating Nnamdi Kanu and you are criminal gangs. Myself, I will not forget ụmụ Igbo unu telu ọbara ha aka na-etewe na-aga tata. It doesn't end at political correctness. Our senators and governors and House of Rep members are putting up today. You people have failed the ordinary masses in the Southeast. Because if you call yourself a leader, you will lead with integrity. You will lead with every amount of uprightness. But in car, Unubiaze turn our values upside down. You saw the criminal gangs ravaging and destroying our neighbor. You don't know what is happening, but you know that the people carrying out this horror and terror, Bundi ESN, IPOB, set up by Nnamdi Kanu. Why not call a spade a spade? If you want to solve a problem, you must first of all identify that problem. You must have to call that problem by its name. If you don't call it by its name, it is very impossible for you to find solution. So you people are chasing shadows by trying to push or attribute the crimes committed by ESN bandits set up by Nnamdi Kanu to unknown enemies, to non-existent enemies. Unu afụghị ihe na-eme today. Ndị Igbo a na-atọrọ ana ma ndị egburu egbu ma ndị aka na-egbu. Or rather, ndị a na-atọrọ ma ndị egburu egbu na mgbe gara aga ma na taa. Ha bụsị ndị Igbo. Ndị a na-ejide na-eme ihe a bụsị ndị Igbo. Kedụzi ka any right-thinking human being, a political leader, in the ranks of governors, House of Rep members, senators, and even local government chairmen and community leaders and church leaders will come out and claim that or pretend as if Nnamdi Nnamdi. Yeah, you want Nnamdi to come out. I don't have any issue with it. Let him come out and see abomination or committee. But for you people to, show or rather keep a blind eye on the atrocities that they are committing in Igbo land, on the streets of Igbo land, that makes you people very dangerous leaders. I don't know the future of Igbo land with the crop of leaders we have today. I don't know the future of Igbo nation. I mean, with the crop of the mindset of Igbo leaders. What legacy are you bequeathing for the younger generation? And even the people that are telling you that they are protecting an Igbo, that they are protecting Igbo interests today, are rogues. They are the people, unleashing unimaginable hardship on the people. And then they will still come out, crawl out from the other side and tell you that they are protecting you. When you could do now, imagine Nnamdi Kanu and his criminal gangs destroying and ravaging our Igbo, coming out today to pretend as if no one will protect our Igbo. That's wickedness. of imaginable proportion. And it is hard to swallow. And that is why I said, even if I'm the only person on this planet Earth standing against this injustice, this horror and terror, this abomination, Nnamdi and his criminal gangs, criminal bandits in ESN are committing Nnamdi, so be it. I will stand and I will continue to say the way it is, where and when it matters. Now, another concerning issue is the crop of legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, especially one of them is Uche Mefor. You came out a few days ago to tell the whole world that you have taken a legal action. You instituted the muscular legal action again against Reno Mockery. I don't like Reno for avoidance of doubt. But you people should stop modeling up issues. If you have issue with Reno Mockery, sue Reno Mockery. Remove Ndi-Igbo from it because you are coming to present yourself as the Messiah. As so in a protect Ndi-Igbo, whereby not one Ndi-Igbo. In a sue Reno for speaking in a defamatory way against Igbos. That's a different and then you went ahead and said he's defaming you, defaming IPOB. I can say that you will lose comprehensively. Amaramundina advice Nnamdi Kanu because they should have known that that legal battle or suit or legal action will end up exposing Nnamdi himself all the more. Because the person you are suing will use the opportunity and tell you that you know, what he was saying or referring is everywhere. It's a public knowledge. You will force him to go into archives and begin to bring out things, even what the prosecutor was not able to bring out. You will force him to, in a more desperate manner, in a clinical fashion, bring out all the things that were not available before. Ajụjụ Uche Mefor na ndị otu gị unu chọrọ Nnamdi Kanu your client ndụ ka ọ bụ unu so egbu ya? Because I don't understand the rubbish. It is ill-timed. It is not as this rubbish unu institute now has no value at all. It's not helping your client in or Hamadike. He has a person of great standing. Person of great standing is slaughter Igbo, right? You have ended up shooting yourselves directly in the feet because this legal, this legal action you are taking now against Reno is another level of evidence against Nnamdi Kanu himself. Because Reno Mockery, from a reasonable prediction, will not back down. He will want to defend himself. He will want to use the opportunity to bring out what the world has not even seen before. Everything is publicity, everything is keyword bravado, albeit arrogant and foolish one. The reason why I brought myself forward to speak against this thing is because of Ndi-Igbo. You are in good standing, but you are the people destroying, spilling the blood of innocent Igbo sons and daughters in cold blood and in peacetime. Because there is no justification. Simon Ekpa, Simon Ekpa. Now Nuku bidoro this violence. But Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme liar, didn't great. Has he rescinded on what he has said before? All the broadcasts where they were institute all this violence. Has he called to his followers, or rather, has he called his followers and say, look, this is not the time for this. Everybody should stop. He hasn't. He hasn't rescinded on it. The whole thing is still there, and he's still claiming he had the right. Then Simon himself picked it up from where he stopped. And in a battle with his sycophantic DOS members and the ESN bandits whom they are leading, in absence of Nnamdi Kanu, Simon outshined them and beat them in their game. They started crying. No, but it was Simon, no. Simon outshined you, took over everything, and then you started fighting Simon. You are all the same. Because even the opportunity given to your supreme lion, Nnamdi Kanu, to recant and to condemn what is going on by Simon's group, which he, of course, encouraged, and his foot soldiers, former ESN members that decamped. He failed woefully. He couldn't mention Simon's name because Oma that na onya wana-eti egwu a na-agba. And then you come out and begin to tell me to believe no Simon na-eme ihe a. Ọ bụ Nnamdi bido ya. Simon is part and parcel of the game. Because Nnamdi has not recanted or denounced what he said. But Uche Mefor sabot Uche no Nnamdi gwara unu emecha Uche Mefor si blackmail Uche Mefor bụ Obido Obienu ma Eze Kwesịrị and the rest of them. Emecha Uche Mefor, he will not come out again. Anyị na-aga no because na ịbịara ụwa on a particular journey, mụ bịakwa on a particular journey. Mgbọsị ike gwụrụ onye ọnaba. We can only die once. You made a mistake for embarking on this level of treachery against Uche Mefor. And I na-ekwu ka calm everything down. Your followers are up on their game because not here instructor to be doing. Writing all manner of junks. Now, I'm just making kind of preamble to what I'm going to do. Because for all the rubbish there now the previous post. Now I'm coming back and now I will do a presentation of all the atrocities that you people have committed in Igbo land. You will see it in broad daylight. So get ready for reporting my account. I will do it in form of a presentation that will be circulated. I will start with Nnamdi's utterances, his videos. I will go ahead to prove to you that Nnamdi and ESN Igbo and Igbo today. I will get videos. I will get I will broadcast it because you think I'm the type of person who boy say yeah or boss. No. It cannot happen. I will broadcast all those mandine nebusi umu Igbo nejihe si ofe egusi. I will get all those things when you get fair. And then up until now, though to Simon, Magento, and all the things the way you see it behave is not how you people behave like animals. You people behave like imbeciles, demons, barbarians, sadists. I will play that. I'm just giving you because next broadcasting that is I will be clinical. But now it will be a documentary from 2020, late 2020, up until today. Unuga affair, so that Enwubabuo kita. Iga akwisi na jijekwa. Unu bualo. Igbo is how it is today because of Nnamdi Kanu's wicked utterances and his devilish ESN bandits. Na agari na-ebutusi ụmụ Igbo. And then na-ekwu onye ọbụla agba nkịtị. Mgbe a na-ekwu ihe a, ma all these politicians so man and Uche Mefor sabotage Biafra. Kedu ndị na-sabotage? Kedu ndị sabotage Biafra today? Who? Kedu ndị Bundi criminalize the whole process. On a meginaya na more. And then the worst aspect, Bolozia, the sycophantic Nnamdi Kanu, after inflicting injury on people, you come out for your victims to begin to hail you, isn't it? You come out for your victims to apologize to you, imagine. Do you see Uche onyeisi ojii, nyawa na-ekpokwa onyeisi ojii, mana onye a, very narcissistic human being. A sycophant of the highest order. I'm so enraged with all of you. Alo ejimako, wee pụta. After all this rubbish, after all this abomination, alụrụ mere n'ala Igbo, after unu tesịrị ọbara ụmụ Igbo in broad daylight, and with impunity, you play a God that you are the savior of Igbo people. And you expect me to keep quiet. You can only die once. But it will be an abomination for me to stay and be looking at you without calling you out. That's an abomination on my part. Ndala. And I'll bring a better alternative whereby your politicians, your leaders in Igbo are supporting people who are actually destroying Igbo. And Nnamdi Kanu or Hamadike again. What has Nnamdi said that people don't know for avoidance of doubt? Most of the things he's saying are information people gave to him. In a way, in his arrogant manner, he will say things that are there and things that are not. After the person, people near information credit, he will take ownership of it and go out of his way and then turn everything upside down. So let me focus on this. The issue in question is Alo Ejimako's action now. Whoever instituted that case must be joking. Every time billions on compensation. You get what are the billions now? Go and get the billions. I have predicted what is going to happen. I don't see it tomorrow, but you will see. You're going nowhere with that case because you will end up giving another legal room for evidence to be brought against your client. Dala. Kanagan. I know here. This I thought maybe a human being before. Deputy is answerable to his leader. Remember, IPOB is under nonsense. You don't even have a real account. Deputy is a leader. Of course, I'm taking responsibility for what I did as the deputy in IPOB. But I will not take responsibility for what a leader that doesn't want to listen, that blackmails his own, that lies every time, that didn't listen to advice and went out of his way to do whatever he wants. He will be responsible for what he's responsible for. I'm not responsible for his actions. For avoidance of doubt. Nonsensical nonsense. Very wicked soul. And each of can be an Nnamdi. And the people they mess up everything, but now they can followers. Brainless idiots, I must say. Sycophants. I have never seen in a Senate society where perpetrators of all manner of heinous crime will come out in broad daylight and silence everybody. Now, without them, you cannot live. Eh? This is unethical. It's not obtainable in Igbo land. But we are seeing it today. But people like me will not stand here and allow you to continue. Ordinarily, for the fact that you people are continuing to destroy Igbo land, to slaughter innocent Igbo sons and daughters with impunity. Our politicians are not talking. Our community leaders are not talking. Our religious leaders are not talking. Imagine Mbaka as well. Because who John Ato, I don't know whether that you cannot say the simple truth. Yes, I understand that Ndi-Igbo will have to move forward. In knowing what to do about what has happened, there is need for us to tell ourselves the truth. We must do it in sincerity. First of all, we are not ready to tell ourselves the truth. That is the problem at this stage. You are not courageous enough to call the problem by its name. Whereby Nnamdi Kanu and his criminal ESN bandits. Until we focus and call a spade a spade. And prevail on Nnamdi. Na court, na prison, or na DSS headquarters. What are you telling him? Until you prevail on him to say the truth, there will never be a solution. So, but like I said, it will be an abomination on my part for me not to stand against this abomination, sacrilege going on. Let us see how an Igbo guy. They live in your communities. They live in your villages. Political talks and security, I don't know. It baffles me that a legal team of this standing, respected individuals, I must say, are numb to the truth. Why your client Nnamdi Kanu about your villages and towns? Do you even tell him the truth? What an abomination. Oh, Guinea. Dala. Also, that Nnamdi sacked him. Nnamdi Kanu had no capacity to sack me. That was why he went and opened another radio, call it IPOB community radio. He was not in position to sack me. He never sacked me. I left him and I told him, and it's very well in the open. You sycophants. Nnamdi had no muscle to sack me. That was why he went out and lied. Can blackmail Uche Mefor. Everybody they say Uche Mefor, and that was what they did. Manatata, several years after, at the end of the day, I left Nnamdi to his design, and you can see what is happening. I was the one protecting Nnamdi from destroying himself all these years, because now when culture I will challenge him. That is not done. Then Okachie just like in Buhari and all that. I will hands off. I will tell you I'm not part of it. It's simple as that. Then when somebody now say, Nnamdi is an enigma of our time. Yes, I said it, and I will defend it. I was praising Nnamdi based on the things, advice or carry out, things on metal of that was on the basis and context. Nje praising Nnamdi then. Man, only other thing that he's going out of the way to do is always an indoor fire. I challenge him on that. So stop being silly and learn. When I talk, you must stand still. When I talk, IPOB bingos, IPOB bingos. When I'm talking, you must stand still. Your leader is always good at whoa, 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 and all that. He's not a strategist. It's simple as you can see from the bumbling mistakes that he has been making. It's not just talking and shouting arrogantly and things like that. It's about strategy. It's about approach. And I can tell you, go and ask him. I was the one protecting IPOB as it is today from destroying themselves in the past. I was the one protecting your supreme liar. I'm calling him supreme liar because of the lies that he cooked up since 2020 up until 2021. I was the one protecting him from destroying himself. And it's on record. So Jen Zuoike, because don't think that I kept quiet. I didn't. The only thing I won't bring any evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. Let him be responsible for what he's responsible for. I have not fought IPOB. If I had fought you people from Europe to America, all of you will crumble. I'm telling you. Every other thing, whatever calamity that have been befalling all of you, has been happening because of your mistakes. And in do fight because over any time, more web time, my time, more Uche Mefor to fight IPOB. If I fight you, you will not remain. It's as simple as that. That is why you have been, trudging on up until today. If I decided to fight all of you as an organization, I will bring IPOB down because I registered IPOB. So go and rest. Your supreme liar is the leader of ESN bandits, destroying Igbo land and her people. And he must stop. Already the abomination is very difficult to overturn now. Because the moment you spill the blood of innocent Igbo sons and daughters, deliberately, there is consequence. Uche Mefor sabotaged IPOB, sabotaged Biafra. Kedu na sabotage Biafra? Kedu sabotage Biafra in real terms? You deceived the public and told them you set up ESN to go into the bush and protect Igbo land against Fulani. But you set up ESN as a standing army to protect you, to fight your enemies. Today, the so-called ESN Onongo men, to any other name ha choose. These are the people, some of them camouflage as army officers, police officers. They will commit crime and say no Nigerian army or Nigerian police. But let me also say this. It doesn't mean that there are no rogue police officers and rogue army officers in Nigerian security forces. No, they commit their own. Mana, the modus operandi of ESN bandits, as we know it, is also camouflaging as army officers, camouflaging as police officers, to wreak havoc in Igbo land. In essence, what they are out to do is banditry and criminality. Ogene ka a na-akụ ihe. Unu na-ada ụtọ, unu nụ ihe Gentle na-agwa ndị otu ya. Gentle was a member of volunteer before. He was a member of ESN before Odikampa to Simon Ekpa. Ịnụzelu ebe Gentle na-agwa ha etu esi operate. We were telling you, you guys were not believing it. When the Fulani na-ekwu na a na-ejide ndị Fulani na-fight ndị Fulani, ha pụta, some of them can speak Hausa. They will speak Hausa, and then to deceive those that they will deceive. Na-eji isi ha wee gwọ ji gwọ abacha. Unu na-asị ya ndị Fulani a na-eme nke anyị ma alụ ndị Fulani, yes, Fulani bandits committee. We know the crimes committed by Fulani, killer Fulani herdsmen in Igbo land. We also know the crimes committed by ESN bandits. So most of the crimes committed in Igbo land in the southeast from 2021 or late 2020 up until date, 80% of it were committed by ESN bandits under Nnamdi Kanu. And the evidence is everywhere. I can enwe more self. You went into criminality, not freedom fighting. You went into burning down your people's houses, not freedom fighting. That is criminality. You went into kidnapping your fellow brothers and sisters in order to make money. That is criminality. It's not freedom fighting. You went into blackmailing everybody. That's not what I signed up for. That is what is making the difference. You went out there to embark on targeted assassination of your perceived enemies, in quote. That's not what I signed for. That's not freedom fighting. That is criminality. So what are we talking about here? Ndala. Nnamdi Kanu for you to do this. Because obu ọbara ndị unu gbusisi na-adọpụta eketa. Okwu na-eme political solution. Na-eme political solution. Unu chọrọ ka imume bravado you are Okaome, Messiah Hamadike. You want to confuse your gullible followers or Noburomua. Because you can't do that where I am. Ihe a ibido with rain or mockery ga-akpụpụta gị ụkwụ ezi more than ever before. Because your hands are not clean to start with. Aka ga adịrọ ọcha, iluru inyi in that aspect. I expect your legal team members to advise you accordingly as a client. But no, it appears to me that they are interested in money. They are interested in their legal fees. That is why they are advising you wrongly, apparently. This is a very, very wrong step that you have taken. And that is why I made the post I made. And some of these brainless, soulless idiots came and were writing all manner of things. I deliberately left that comment open, that comment section open. Imagine wickedness upon wickedness. No. Nnamdi now. What is he presenting himself like? You were on top of slaughtering Igbo sons and daughters in cold blood and in peacetime. Eputeba no claim never Messiah. What do you have what do you have and other? When you have a sound between you and Nigerian government, you have a sound awkward between you and Ndi-Igbo. Unu busisi ụmụaka Igbo, ụmụ Igbo in cold blood. Ihe a bụ abomination, ihe a bụ alụ. And then, the so-called politicians, governors, House of Rep members, senators are protecting the perpetrators. So, it all means is all perpetrators carry their victims. I have never seen a governor in the Southeast, a senator in the Southeast, House of Rep members, or even state House of Assembly members going on condolence visits to the families. Nnamdi na ndị otu ya bupusiri isi tell ọbara ha. I've never seen that. And then you are telling me that you are leaders. I don't know who you are leading. You made light of the people in Ebusisi. You are standing on their graves. You are standing on their grave. You are standing on the sufferings of the surviving families. When I call you, in protecting them by not telling the truth first. So, like I said, here are the two layers. First of all, I get Kubegodoku, alumni and the men and Igbo. Kedu ihe unu mere maka ndị Nnamdi na ndị otu Egbusisi families ha, their surviving family members. Kedu sọkọ unu nyere ha? Kedu support unu nyere ha? You just dismiss those people as just anụ ọhịa na nwere value at all. That's an abomination. You are acquiescing to the crime Nnamdi na ndị otu committee na Igbo. Abomination ha committee na Igbo. You are supporting Nnamdi. Nsogbu dị o. Mana somebody like me will not keep quiet. That is why it is very important that as you people are doing all this, we'll be rewriting that. As you people are turning our values upside down, we will be calling you out because you're not sincere. Go and protect Nnamdi, bring him out. That's your business. But don't come and tell us that on what he name na Igbo, or that Nandi name ha na amaron de habu. That is hypocrisy of the highest order. And that is where you people, political leaders, community leaders, religious leaders in the Southeast, in Igbo land, no way fail, they pretend to be representing. If you people can see the truth and turn it upside down, I wonder the legacy you are leaving behind. I wonder the future you are building. I wonder how the future of Igbo nation will be if it is the crop of leaders like you, the crop of leaders with the same mindset like you, that will be leading Igbo nation, or at least the Southeast. We have an existential problem. We not pretend, simply probably because of financial gains or anything unu na-enweta. Or the ESN kunwe as your security or thugs, I don't know. Because otherwise, I don't know why you people are keeping quiet. I don't know why you're keeping quiet. Nonsense. Like I said, I will still leave this comment of my next one will be more comprehensive. I will spend time, I will go online every week. Na search here. There webput na affair na you. Ebo bi hu cho. Nnamdi Bualo. Kudo dele ndị chọrọ udo mana ndị na-achọghị udo akpụkpọ na iru ya gazienụ ka ọ dị Uche Mefor.